6 reasons why you avoid people more as you get older and protect your peace. Advice for the elderly. As we age, our priorities, energy, and desires often shift. The carefree socializing of our younger years may give way to a growing preference for solitude and peace. This is natural and healthy. However, it often leads to confusion or judgment from others who don't understand why some older adults tend to avoid social interactions. The key to understanding this shift lies in recognizing that, as we get older, we begin to value peace, time, and energy more than ever before. Section 1. Energy changes and the need for recharge. Aging and energy decline. As people age, they experience a natural decline in energy levels. This isn't necessarily due to illness or a lack of vitality, but more about the body naturally slowing down over time. The once endless energy to attend every social gathering, party, or event may now feel draining and unnecessary. The demands of socializing, even with close friends and family, can feel overwhelming to many older adults. Physical limits and fatigue. Seniors may notice that it takes longer to recover after being around people. Even if the interaction was enjoyable, long hours of socializing can feel exhausting, leading to a preference for quiet time at home, where they can replenish their energy. The importance of rest. Prioritizing rest and downtime becomes essential for emotional well-being. The more energy-depleting social interactions are avoided, the more time seniors have to nurture their own energy, which is often more valuable than the energy required to maintain large social networks. Real-life example. Consider the story of an older woman who used to attend every family gathering, always wanting to be there for her children and grandchildren. As she aged, she noticed that even small gatherings left her tired for days. She began to prioritize quiet time at home, explaining to her family that this was necessary for her own health, and found that her peace improved as a result. Section 2. Emotional and mental health. Why emotional and mental health becomes more critical with age. With age comes greater awareness of emotional needs. Many seniors find themselves craving emotional peace and stability more than ever. People, especially in today's fast-paced, sometimes toxic environment, can often be a source of stress and anxiety. As we age, we become less tolerant of toxic relationships, drama, and unnecessary conflict, tolerating less drama. As we age, we often find ourselves less willing to engage with people who bring unnecessary drama into our lives. Older adults may have lived long enough to understand the value of serenity and emotional peace, and they are less inclined to waste energy on people who do not contribute positively to their lives. Real-life example. A senior gentleman might choose to step away from a once close circle of friends who are constantly negative or critical. Although this might have been hard at first, he finds greater peace in cultivating relationships with positive, like-minded people, or simply enjoying solitude. Section 3. Increased understanding of priorities. Clarity of purpose. As we age, we tend to experience a clearer sense of our priorities. Senior individuals often become more focused on what truly matters: health, family, hobbies, and inner peace. This shift in priorities can make unnecessary social engagements or meaningless interactions feel like a waste of time. The rise of self-reflection. Aging brings with it more opportunities for self-reflection. This self-awareness allows seniors to reevaluate their relationships and decide which ones are worth their time and energy. As a result, they may decide to avoid people who don't align with their newfound values or interests, choosing quality over quantity. Rather than keeping up with a large number of friends, seniors may prefer deep, meaningful connections with a select few. This quality over quantity approach reduces social fatigue and increases emotional satisfaction. The desire for meaningful conversations. Older adults may also begin to crave more meaningful, enriching conversations rather than small talk or gossip. They seek genuine connection and may avoid those who are not open to deeper conversations. Real-life example. An elderly woman may stop attending events where the conversations revolve around trivial topics or negativity. Instead, she focuses her attention on visiting close friends or family members who engage in deeper, more rewarding discussions about life, love, and personal growth. Section 4. Protecting peace from negative influences. Recognizing the impact of negative people. Over time, it becomes increasingly clear how much impact negative individuals have on one's peace. As people age, they become less willing to tolerate negativity in their lives. This could be in the form of people who are constantly complaining, gossiping, or bringing others down. Recognizing toxicity. Older adults often develop a keen sense for identifying toxic individuals, whether it's family members, friends, or acquaintances. Seniors may choose to distance themselves from people whose behaviors are emotionally draining. Real-life example. A retired senior couple may choose to distance themselves from a relative who constantly brings up stressful topics or manipulates situations. By doing so, they are preserving their emotional well-being and focusing on what truly matters: each other's company and simple joys in life. Section 5. Shift towards solitude as a form of peace. Learning to appreciate solitude. For many, the aging process brings an increased appreciation for solitude. Unlike the earlier years of life, when social engagements were often necessary to avoid feelings of loneliness, solitude becomes a conscious choice for peace and personal growth. As people age, the benefits of solitude. Time alone allows seniors to reconnect with themselves, reflect on their experiences, and engage in activities that nurture their soul, whether it's reading, meditation, or simply enjoying nature. The fear of being judged. Aging can also bring freedom from societal pressures. Seniors no longer feel the need to follow social norms or fit in with what others expect of them. This liberation allows them to embrace solitude without feeling guilty. Reconnecting with hobbies. Solitude provides ample time to reconnect with old hobbies or explore new ones. This personal time can lead to greater fulfillment and joy, without the pressure of constant social obligations. Real-life example. A senior woman who once thrived in social circles may now prefer a quiet afternoon knitting, reading, or taking walks alone, finding peace and joy in her own company. Section 6. Fear of losing independence. Fear of losing control and independence. As people age, they may experience a loss of independence due to physical or mental limitations. In response, some seniors might avoid people who remind them of their vulnerability or who attempt to take over their decision-making, autonomy, and personal control. Many older adults cherish their independence and are highly protective of it. Avoiding people who try to make decisions for them or who treat them like they can't care for themselves becomes a way to maintain their sense of control and dignity. Avoiding overbearing relatives. Well-meaning family members sometimes take over decision-making for their elderly relatives, which can lead to resentment. Seniors may distance themselves from these family members to assert their independence. Real-life example. An elderly man might avoid his children, who constantly suggest that he move into an assisted living facility, choosing instead to stay in his home and maintain his autonomy. In conclusion, avoiding people more as you age isn't necessarily a sign of loneliness or unhappiness. On the contrary, it can be a healthy way to protect one's peace, maintain emotional balance, and preserve personal well-being. As we age, we gain greater insight into what is truly important and become more discerning about who we spend time with. By embracing solitude, recognizing toxic influences, and prioritizing personal peace, seniors can enjoy a fulfilling, peaceful life. The key takeaway is that protecting one's peace is an act of self-care, and as you get older, this becomes even more vital. The wisdom gained from years of experience teaches us to prioritize what really matters: our health, happiness, and peace of mind.